All right, football loving fans, welcome back to the Football or Nothing podcast. My name is Ben Oniblay, and we are ever close to the start of the 2024-2025 Premier League season. And we are doing an extensive build-up of the entire tournament. We are going to look at the possible teams to compete for the top four position, the possible teams to win the Premier League this season, and also the relegation teams. We are going to have a discussion about all the 20 Premier League teams and see their strengths and weaknesses. But before we even do that, we are going to have a chat about the Community Shield. Manchester United made an attempt to record a consecutive win over Manchester City, but they were not successful. And so we are going to look at what went wrong and see how they can build up on that going into the new season. I have today with me Joel and Casey. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about the Community Shield. 1-1, 7-6 on penalties for Manchester City. Joel, I'll start with you. What were the key highlights for you from that game?
Charlie, first of all, let me say that the spirit of You Never Walk Alone came down. And so Liverpool turned out to be the winners, even though we didn't play in that game. Because remember the last time that City won the Community Shield in 2019, we ended up winning the league.
I'm surprised that you are bringing this up, because when we said that this case was supposed to work, you were not part of the team.
Yeah, Charlie, but sometimes it plays to your advantage. So
you are now certain that Liverpool will win the league this season?
80%.
80%. Sure. All right. Casey, any highlights?
Well, if you watch the game very well, it lacked real quality, especially in the first half. I was watching the game with you, but
oh, Nana.
I don't see what happened.
Oh, Nana, what's up?
Listen. The game, Angasa, in the first half lacked quality because we didn't see that vibe that we see in most United derby games. But in the second half, United, as we know, they went back to their system. They sat back very deep to counter City, and I think it worked for them to some extent. When the Garnacho came, they had a good goal, and City had to rely on Bernardo Silva to equalize.
Yeah.
So he has won everything, and if he's leaving, if it is true that he's leaving next season, then I think this man will be trying to achieve something that nobody has achieved in the league. This is what I'm seeing.
That he's introducing youngsters to...
No, I'm seeing that to all his trophies that he has won, this time around, he wants to attack all. Meaning that he has an aim of winning every single trophy this season. Because if you see the lineup that came, I was a bit surprised, but these guys went to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Seeing McT, seeing Oscar Bob,
O'Reilly, yeah,
playing at the toppest level of their games. Charlie, I was a bit surprised, but I think Pep Guardiola is doing something that we need to watch.
And talking about how Guardiola is trying to win it all in the Premier League this season, one thing that we realized from the game was Manchester United were really trying to play out from the back. It was as if they were trying to adopt a different philosophy that we've not seen under Ten Hag really. Yeah. Do you think that was really effective against Manchester City?
Well, I think that we got an indication right from pre-season that this time around, even if you look at last season, the reason why Onana was brought in, aside the good numbers he had in terms of being the top goalkeeper in Italian Serie A, was to help build up from the back because he's very good with their feet. So there was an indication from last season that things are going to evolve, change to passing from behind, because that's where football is going already. I saw a Ten Hag tweaking his team. I saw a 3-6-1 formation when United were attacking, but on the defensive, they rather shaped up in a 4-back, 5 full sets, and then 1 on the offense in the final third. So I think that United is changing how they play the game, like all other teams are doing. So if we go to tactical, we can look at how the 3-6-1 is going to work for Manchester United, given that all their signings are back and they have a full-strength squad. So I see something changing in United. But as to whether it's going to be that impactful, as to whether it's going to work in this very season, that is another discussion altogether. But clearly, though the game was boring, but clearly things are evolving. I think
not
Ten Hag will come good.
Not to cut you short, one thing I also saw was, like, we were talking about their shape at the back. You realize that he played all natural defenders. They were all right-footed. There was no natural left-footed player there. So I don't know if Ten Hag has issues with selection.
No, I think that is because Shaw had been out for a long time. So perhaps let's not risk him. And also because we want to play 3 in the back. The only challenge for me is that if you are playing 3 in the back, why try to invert rather Martinez, or rather push Martinez up further up front? That's where I didn't get.
It looked like Martinez was playing as either a traditional left back or
because he's a right
left centre back.
All these defenders were all like, let's say they were all naturally right. There was no left-footed player there.
But I think Martinez is comfortable using his left. That's why.
Of course.
On the left
but
side.
For me, what I see, he's going to have issues with selection this year, because having Rashford and that small boy and the wings,
Ahmad, Garnacho,
they lacked a finisher in front of goal, because Rasmus Højlund wasn't there, Joshua Zirkzee wasn't risk. So if this is how they are going to start the season, where they are going to just be waiting for some games to play certain players, I don't think.
No, I think obviously Zirkzee is going to start the season, given that Haaland is out with an injury, and it's even possible that Haaland might return. So if he has these 2 players up front, obviously they are going to start ahead of whoever played Bruno Fernandes, Bruno will rather drop into the number 10 position. Yeah. So these strikers are going to play. Now, the reason why I think that Ten Hag will come good is this. You see, you realize that he didn't play Kobe Meno.
He came from the bench.
He played Collier also.
Now, Menu started
midfield. Yeah.
He paired with Casemiro. Yeah.
Great. Manchester City squad now, they have a first team squad strength of 29 players or so. You need how many? 18 players for every game.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the team, in every position, looks like they have 2 decent players there in every position. So that wouldn't be a headache.
Are they healthy?
That wouldn't be a headache.
Are they healthy?
The challenge would be, are they going to be selective of the trophies they are going to compete for? Because Manchester United have a pretty balanced team, Charlie. If they are playing a Premier League, Evans is not starting. Obviously, at the back, Martinez goes back into that 4-man setup. Evans sits on the bench quickly. If Euro comes, Maguire goes back to the bench, and that's a decent defense.
This argument, you are putting an 18-year-old guy with Maguire or who?
Let's hold on for now. We will surely come to Manchester United. But one thing probably for Manchester United that we need to look at is, if they are trying to build out from the back, they need that Rodri kind of person, someone who can really dictate the play.
But they have
Bruno
once you bring Bruno back, then
because he's
the only creativity up front
he's the only creative player among these teams.
Yeah, but you need someone who is able to make the distributions before he even gets to Bruno. Bruno can sometimes drop if they want to form a diamond midfield or something. He can drop, but you need someone who can really do the distribution. City have it with Rodri. Declan Rice can even do it with Arsenal. So they need that kind of player if they are really going into this stuff. But that's a conversation for another day. Let's go straight into our preview for today.
Charlie, make I talk about Rashford.
Charlie,
we'll come back to Rashford. Relax. We will come back to Rashford. I have my own opinion of Rashford, Ten Hag, and even Van Nistelrooy. I think there's a theory that we need to explore, but we'll surely come back to that one. So let's talk about. We know that the Premier League is starting on 16th August. I think is it Manchester United and Fulham. Yeah, they are starting the season for us, but we need to understand some of the changes that are going to occur this season. So let's start with Casey. What are the notable changes that we'll be seeing this season in the Premier League?
Well, one changes that the FA has done is with concern with the balls, especially when the balls goes out for throw. You see that first there used to be these ball boys and stuff all around the pitch. Maybe mostly they use only a ball, but they've changed these rules to the extent that this time around these ball boys will be there. but they are using the cones. So anytime the ball goes out, they will just drop it on the cone, so that these players, they could go and take it. They don't want a situation where a ball boy will be delaying the ball, especially when you go to Newcastle. I remember a season like that. We were down by a goal and the ball was in the fans, and these people, we needed the ball for on our own thing, but it didn't come. So this time around, they've changed the rules concerning how balls goes out and how they take it. So these boys are being warned that anytime the ball goes out, they should just drop it on the cone. There shouldn't be any interference with the ball. This is one of the main changes that have been done. I don't know if...
just to add up to that, now they're going to have 15 cones around the pitch, like has been in the past. The ball boys cannot give their ball to the players. But if the ball goes out for a goal kick, they can give it to the goalkeeper, so that the game can really restart quickly. So that's a distinction. Don't give it to the players, but if it goes out, for a goal kick, then you can give it to the goalkeeper, and then there will be 15 balls all around the pitch.
My challenge with that is if we want to cut down the delays in terms of time wasting, but we are willing to allow these ball boys to give it to the goalkeeper instead of the players, they can still do whatever they want to do. So it just appears that there is still some sort of
confusion.
Because if maybe a team is leading, Chelsea is leading against Newcastle, and then Chelsea is playing at home, the ball goes out, it's a goal kick, it's 8 minutes, the ball boy can decide that, Charlie, let me delay. So there's still a challenge with that particular one.
But I think that going forward, if that should happen, because I'm sure that these changes don't happen in a vacuum, there's some science behind it. So should that happen, then the FA is going to look at it, the Premiership is going to look at it, and see how best they can solve that challenge too. The other thing is that when you are the manager, in the past, managers also delayed games. So if you are a football manager and the ball comes out to you, you are not allowed to even touch the ball.
You see this one, I've forgotten the name, Diego Simeone playing with the ball.
Some managers can just shoot the ball somewhere just to delay time and all that. So managers are advised not to touch the ball. Once you do that, you are sent off.
Direct sent.
Straight away, you are sent off.
There's no warning.
Not at all. You are sent off.
So we've seen much of this.
All the staff on the bench. All the staff on the bench.
But which coaches are likely to be sent off for this?
I've said
can we just guess? Because I have a feeling that we are going to see a lot of them.
But those coaches that we think they could have had issue with this was I think Mourinho could have gotten one.
Charlie, you see, of late here, the coaches are very passionate about the game. Those passionate coaches, Maresca, Guardiola, if you've never seen him do that, I don't think I've seen Guardiola. But Maresca is very passionate about his team.
Arteta is passionate, but I haven't really seen him doing that.
Even Slot.
Slot can do it.
Yes.
Slot can do it.
He has been catching balls in USA and stuff.
Slot can do it.
So just a quick one. Let's do a prediction.
Now wait.
The first coach to receive a red card in the Premier League this season.
Well, I think Enzo is a bit tempered with.
No, I think you have an agenda against Enzo.
Arteta.
No, I'm 100% sure you have an agenda against Maresca.
Arteta.
You are going for Arteta. You are going for
Enzo.
Okay, I'm keeping the record.
So the next on the changes is about Law 12, fouls and misconduct. So there's a clarification now. It's a deliberate handball. This time around, the referee has all the powers to give the person a straight card.
No, rather, if you look at it, in the past, once your hand touches the ball in a certain zone, then it's judged that you've mishandled the ball, so you get a red card. But now, the referee has the opportunity to decide whether or not to give you the card, because there are certain handballs, like what we say in our local part, is ball to hand.
Nah, but that's a long time. Right now, they are looking at the position of the hand, whether it is natural or not natural. You get it? So this is how I see it.
Yeah, so now, in the past, it was an automatic yellow card if you handle the ball. But now, it has changed. The clarification is that it is not an automatic yellow card. So I think the referee has the opportunity to either give a card, or if possible, this is not a VAR matter, but if it is in a very dangerous zone, like the third half, the third of the pitch, then perhaps they can go and look at the VAR and decide to give you a card or not.
Okay. Now, I think there's also another change on Law 14. So, can you walk us through?
Law
Penalty kicks.
The penalty
Yes,
kick.
the penalty kicks. So this is the thing. Now, first of all, a portion of the ball must touch the penalty spot.
Yeah.
So if you notice, most players of late in the past, they will put it right on the penalty spot. And if you say the penalty spot, that's
Quite
quite small thing they did. Yeah, but now they put it the ball in front of the penalty, with
Something
just a little bit
side.
touching. All the Premiership want to see is that portion of the ball should touch that thing. If a portion of the ball touches, is that one. Two, if a penalty is going to be taken, you know that already all the players will have to be behind the 18, and then the goalkeeper must stay on the line. You know, so if a striker, now they are looking at your role you play as a player. If you are a defender and you interfere with the kick, that it blocks a goal scoring opportunity, you get carded. If you are a midfielder or an attacker too, if you interfere with the kick to the effect that leads to an assist or even a goal, you will also be carded, either a yellow card. Players are not interfering because Neymar has kicked the penalty. He's played the ball, so the penalty is kicked. So then when you move into the 18 and then hit the ball and score, that's a goal.
Okay, so it means that once the person has made the kick, or the ball has been kicked, then it means that the
ball is in motion, so you can attack it or defend it.
Okay.
But the problem is
it shouldn't be before
the ball is kicked by the penalty taker.
Then one final change is the warm-ups. You see that after COVID or during the COVID time, we were changing 5 players. So you will see that 3 players are warming up. But this time around, the FA has allowed for 5 players to even warm up. So these are the things that we'll be seeing. So in a case a match, you'll be seeing a lot of players warming up, and these are the changes that are coming.
But I'm just curious with the warming up. Does it really have an impact?
Well, the idea behind it by the FA is that, with a greater respect, it doesn't really make sense that I can change 5 players, but only 3 at every point in time can jog or warm up. You know, so to give the coaches the opportunity to decide on all 5 at a go, who to bring in, then all 5 should be able to warm up so that they are in good shape enough. If I want to make 5 changes at a go.
So see, so if you have like 7 players on the bench, then you have to have only 5 to warm up.
Yeah.
So all 5 should warm up. What if those warming up, none of them are going to play?
No, I don't think any coach is going to do that.
Something happens. You see that somebody is just sitting there, and there are people warming up. Then
I think it depends on the state of the game. If the coach decides that I need this kind of player, but it's not warming up, and I feel that he can do the job, then why not?
Because Mourinho have been doing it for occasions.
You know, stuff's happening in football. Sometimes I want to change the number 6, but then if I look at the dimension of the game now, it's not the 6 who is the problem. Perhaps it's rather the 8.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but we can't really talk about the changes about subs and Law 14 and all that without talking about VAR. Just a quick word on what we are expecting this season, because there were a number of controversies last season. I mean, it's we can't even begin to talk about them. But what are our expectations for the VAR going into the new season?
Charlie, VAR, I'm not a fan of VAR. In fact, since the inception of VAR, I've never liked it because I think that it takes a bite out of the game. You know, we play football. Football is a game of controversies. So whether I hit in hand, hit in hand, the boy will go, he cross the line, cross the line. That's what the fans want.
So we should take out all technologies from the game.
I think VAR it delays the game. That's for me. But regardless, it is now part of the game. So we have to discuss it. I think that the innovations now, where the referees will have to announce how they reach the decision, for me, is a good innovation.
Because you need to explain as to why you are taking that infringement, you are carding somebody.
Yeah. The only challenge is whether or not that will not create some chaos in the stadium. Because if the referee explains and we all hear and we are not happy with it.
So does it mean the referee is going to be given a mic to just say the decision?
No, they will have something in.
Or they will be using.
I think it will be probably connected to the PA system or something. Yeah. So they'll just.
So once they talk and have the deliberation, the fans have the opportunity to hear what they are deliberating. You remember what they did to Liverpool?
Yeah.
Charlie, VAR like every other invention, it has its advantages and disadvantages. So I think that is one of the things, innovations that is coming, that is good for me.
Yeah, but I think that one question is, why can't they keep it so simple? We saw how VAR was used at the AFCON. So is it that the Premier League is just being so complicated? Is it a way of, I mean, I know publicity, even bad publicity sells.
Yeah.
There is a theory that they are probably using it as a way of marketing the league, but it just makes the whole thing boring. You just have to wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes just to get the confirmation of an official. So hopefully they get some things right for the upcoming season.
For me, what I think is sometimes the decision that they take a bit weird, especially with the lines.
Charlie, make you tell the truth. The English referees, the English referees, full stop.
Charlie,
make I put the ellipsis for there. The English referees, the English referees, and it's not even, they've not even displayed it only in the EPL or the international stage.
No, see, the apology begins. We are tired of hearing, we are sorry, and there's a technical issue and stuff. We are tired of this.
Charlie, referee lie them stay Ghana, where them come take them go.
I will mention him, but Charlie.
Yeah. So before we even go into the next part, are there any other noteworthy facts, figures that we need to really take note of going into the new season?
Well, this season, like all other seasons, we are going to see 3 new teams. Yeah. Right. That is Ipswich, Southampton, and Leicester City. You know, of all these 3, you know, who is going to place ahead of the other? It's going to be interesting. How that is going to play out. Whether or not they are stronger teams than Nottingham Forest and Wolves and even Brentford, that's also another matter. But 5 new coaches are coming into the league. Enzo Maresca of Chelsea, Arne Slot of Liverpool, Kieran McKennie of Ipswich Town, and there's Fabian Hasler of Brighton, and what's the last coach? Russell Martin of Southampton. All of them are very young coaches from 31, 35, 38, and all that. So the Premier League is going to see a new breed of coaches coming into the system. Hopefully, Pep Guardiola goes so that the team becomes even.
So this is our first part of a long series on our build up to the 2024-2025 season. We will be back with another episode of the Football or Nothing podcast. Stay safe.